keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
Hello everybody and welcome to the latest Elite FPL stream. Finally, we're back, with the music that you all apparently missed last week. Finally, with no tech issues whatsoever. The chat isn't up and running, Jason, but this is all a bit of an experiment because I'm hosting at the moment, whereas Jason normally does do the hosting. But Jason, I'm going to get straight on with it, to be honest with you.
Tell him why you're doing that. Tell him why you're hosting tonight, because you are...
Saturday evenings, I'll be doing the Saturday night reaction with Ray Koreshin.
So Steve-O needs to get his rig up and running, set up for two people, because Ray, the awesome Ray Koreshi, is going to be coming on Saturday evenings talking about the rundown of what's happened on Saturday night. So, get straight into it, Steve-O.
Yeah, so thank you as ever to Alex Vollo for the brilliant thumbnails. Follow him at Alex Vollo for artwork. If you require any artwork, if you are a content creator, he is there to do your work for a fee. So, every cloud. And also we've got a few... we've got a few announcements as well regarding mini leagues, etc., etc. We're going to do that later. Tonight's show is really going to be going through the upcoming season, Jason's predictions, where Man United are going to end up, 5th, and also my predictions ahead of the new season myself. Obviously get you guys involved as well. There is going to be, you're probably going to hear an echo. Me and Jason are going to try and work out what that echo is. We don't know what it is at the moment.
An echo?
So, yeah, from my end, as we were discussing a second ago. But the breaking news that has really, really, really annoyed me, and I mean annoyed me, Jace, is the fact that Oscar Bobb is going to be out for a significant period of time because he's broke his bloody leg, Jace.
Oh, well, isn't it funny that the conundrum that people were talking about, the phenomenon that is Oscar Bobb, that's been featured in lots of FPL drafts across the world, I'm sure. It's certainly made things a lot easier for managers that have been having him in and out of their drafts. Now, unfortunately, due to a freak injury to him, to his leg, was it his leg? I literally got home late from work and saw that he was injured and unavailable for some time, I'd imagine. So that one's that's decided itself straight off the bat. And I know that a lot of people have been messing with their teams. I've been messing with my team tonight. I think I've come up with a draft that I've hit the confirm button on. That's a little bit different to what you saw me do the other day. And of course, the furious Elite FPL audience who basically said, well, I say the furious Elite FPL audience, the one person that was like, oh, Jason just turns up, hasn't done his team, rocks up for a stream late and doesn't even bother doing his team, and then suddenly just hits a random 11 and presses confirm. It's Steve-O, you need to go on your own, mate. You need to go solo. He's not good enough for you, mate.
Are you slagging off the audience again, Jace?
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But absolutely. So that one person that put that comment, and thank you so much for doing so. Thank you for that. We do value feedback on this channel. We do. Certainly, I did say that I wasn't going to be taking this season super seriously, and I'm trying to take a step back from it and try to be more relaxed and take a more progressive and like low-key approach. Yes, I did a few backwards and forwards on the stream. That's because of, I think it's because this season certainly the budget stretches not very far, and to get premium players in, you need to make sacrifices in other areas. And yes, Salah or no Salah, we'll get onto it. But Steve-O, is there anything you want to say? Well, I think got some people in the chat want to say hello to. If you want to do that, or I can.
If you want to take it away, Jace, you can. You're normally the producer. The producer's way of interacting with the chat, and you're best at doing that.
For me tonight. It's an easy night for me tonight, lads. I don't have to do nothing. I literally have just got the camera on. Hello, Animations. Gabriel Drops here. Odin's here too. Odin, of course, been with us a few years now. Odin, Mr. Scuffy misses a lot. We've got Colm. A lot of the regulars here, got Steve-O. We've got a lot of the regulars here. Good views, good numbers tonight, guys. Good numbers. Considering we're late, you know, and there's other things going on in people's lives. FPL Sparta.
Like what?
We've got Podner here. We've got eh?
Like what?
Like what? I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, you're a quick-witted guy. You'll be able to.
EastEnders. I don't know. Taste of Chaos 182. I don't recognise that name. Hello to you, my friend.
And what should they do if they are brand new around here, Jason?
Yes, if you're new around here, hit the like button and also make sure to join the Discord and join the community and follow us on social media at Elite FPL. Jason is out drinking wine, says Andre D. I cannot. Oh, this is when we're late. I can't drink wine. Wine actually goes straight to my head. In fact, if I drink wine, one glass of wine, and I'm literally, I'm all over the place. Wine, I just does not agree with me. Hello, Cinnamon. Hello to Maestro. Hello to Dilkington. Hello, Dilkington. We've got Scotland Investor here. We've got Kranick. We've got Danny Boy. Patrick Corbett. Maestro. If I've said your name already, I do apologize. And PK7 here. We've got a lot Men in Black. Men in Black's here. Hello, Men in Black. We've got Nuclear Atoms. I don't know who that is. He must be new around here. Bilal, Andrew Ferguson, the legend that is Andrew Ferguson, obviously Super Brew, very good at Super Brew, and he's going to be talking about that, I'm sure, throughout the season. Are we doing Super Brew predictions this season, Andrew Ferguson? Steve-O, are we? Yes, probably. I'm not very good at them. Steve-O's much better than me. We've got Gary Howden here. We've got Monchi here. I don't recognize Monchi. Hello, Monchi. Paulie's here. We've got nice to see the moderators turning up on force. Let's continue that through the season, yeah, shall we, lads and ladies, of course. We've got Juno, Michael Svedin. Hello to everybody. Thank you for being here tonight, guys.
No, absolutely. I mean, I just want to quickly respond to that question by the names these people come up with. Incredible. Essentially, the league code for the YouTube chat league is in the description. I think it's RGG50P57, something like that, Jace, isn't it? I can't remember now. It's in the description. It's there.
Something like that. It's in the description.
I had it written down. To be honest with you, I can't remember what it was.
If you need to know, and I'm sure the helpful people in the Discord will also let you know what the league codes are as well. We've got some other leagues which you can be involved with, and also don't forget. Patreon is free until when, Steve-O? We've got a free Patreon, so if you're deciding whether or not you should check us out on Patreon, it's free.
It's our favourite word, Jace. Free. It's free until the 28th of August, which is essentially Game Week 3. So if you do want to...
before you buy.
Try before you buy. And
we've got a birthday message as well, very quickly, Steve-O. We've got a birthday message.
It's not to a certain person you and I know very well, is it?
It is, actually.
Some scumbag.
We know very well. So, well, hello. That's not very nice, Steve-O. He's a very valued member of the community.
Yeah.
Often in Discord and coming out with very biased opinions of certain players. But his name is The Best, also known as Simon Bellamy. Hello, Simon. I don't think he's watching. He's got better things to be doing with his life. But happy birthday to you, my friend.
You'll be in the Discord, right?
You put your Discord birthday in, and he's just logged off Discord. But yes, absolutely, put your birthday in a Discord, and it comes up, and everyone wishes you a happy birthday. So happy birthday to you, Simon. So yes, Steve-O, sorry.
No, like I said, there's a lot of mini leagues that are going to be going on, doubles leagues, head-to-head leagues, and various other leagues, elimination leagues, anything to do with a league. Everybody remember that? It's not even a peep show sketch. It's a... how have I forgotten their name, Jason? The guys that do Mitchell and Webb. It's a Mitchell and Webb sketch about football. Anything to do with leagues, just go in the Discord, ask somebody, just type in @moderator what leagues can I join, and there we are, done. They can give you the information there. Same with the Super Brew. All you got to do is, if you're interested, tag a moderator, and they'll happily give you the code to join the Super Brew mini league. It's that simple, really. If you want to join along in the predictions and up against various other freaks of nature that seem to be 1,000. I think Andrew Ferguson, what was it, 1,000th in the world last year, James? Something ridiculous like that?
Yeah, I mean, again, we've got some freaks of nature in our community that do exceptionally well, and we're blessed to have them part of the Discord and a part of the community, and giving us their... and coming on the show as well. We have people come on the show, and throughout the season we will be doing call-ins. If you're not
this Sunday, in fact.
You're new to the channel. If you're not familiar, we do the Sunday surgery, and we certainly go through people's game week. Some good, some bad. Mostly people like to brag, but sometimes we do get some shockers on, and we do encourage it, don't we, Stevie? We do encourage people to come on and have a rant, have a bit of a bitch and moan about certain things that have happened in the week. A lot of it's down to luck, of course, but feedback is great, and also difference of opinions. We do have a few people in our community, and I think the names who I'm thinking of, that go against the grain quite often, and they aren't afraid to take some risks. Certainly they hang around in hangouts as well. Yes, without further ado, Steve-O,
Well, in all seriousness, I was going to ask you, obviously last week was just a quick rough draft from your own point of view. It was the first time that you logged into FPL.
I'm locked in, mate, now. I'm locked in.
Well, I'm being serious. I actually had my team locked, loaded, done. I'm not going to touch it. Deadline can pass. I don't really care until this Oscar Bobb news. It's genuinely...
How much has that affected your team?
A lot. In the sense of, I'm now in this decision-making whether I go with a 3-5-2... stick with the 3-4-3, or
3-4-3.
bring in a £4 million defender to upgrade my £5 million midfielder slot, or just swap Oscar Bobb out for Rodgers. But I'm not really that keen on Rodgers.
I think first of all, let's do a poll. I'll be interested to know. Just going to ask a simple question to the community, and this is just a simple yes or no answer. Are you locked in for game week 1? Yes or no? I'd imagine the no's probably will be as a result of this Oscar Bobb news. And going to have this conundrum and dilemma you're probably going to have now trying to rejig your team a little bit. So you'll be interested to know we've got some votes coming in already. We've got 41 votes in already, 42 and counting. Keep hitting that yes or no button, guys, on your screen, on your mobile phone, on your laptop or PC. Are you locked in for game week 1? At the moment, 33 saying yes, 67 saying no, Steve-O. Majority of people saying no, not at the moment. I think this is a great start to the season. I know it hasn't started yet, but this is a great pre-season of, people with drafts switching and swapping between the different. I mean, can you say templates, Steve-O? There are sort of templates that have formed. Certainly, the Salah in, Salah out. Do you have Haaland and Salah? Do you have no Haaland and try and go a triple up without him? Thinking, of course, 2 players that come to mind, Isaac and Watkins, are high on the agenda for many people. Maybe they want to be going a different formation than 3-4-3, like you mentioned earlier on. So you said your team, this Oscar Bobb news has blown your team wide open. Yes. So
I'm going to go as far as say it's blown it wide open.
Well, you said it. Well, you said that you've. Okay. How many positions? Obviously, you got the one position, but the price point. Have you got a player that you're thinking of slotting straight in for him, or are you going to maybe reallocate in your money?
The immediate one was Rodgers, but I just have zero interest in him. So the next one was Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, I think, is going to have a really good season for Fulham.
Just mentioned in the chat, Tyler Little just mentioned that in the chat there.
Yeah, my team is actually up on screen, so people that are watching this are going to be like, "Oh my god, this is my locked team." until as of 30 minutes ago.
Right.
And
okay.
so the team is, for anybody listening audio, Martinez in goal, Vardio, Poro, Hall, Jota, Nkuku, Gordon's son, Bobb, Haaland, Isaac. And then on the bench, it is Muniz and 2 other people we don't need to talk about. And the fact that Bobb has had this unfortunate accident, it literally is just a case of, do I just go back to the 4-3-4-3 with Harry Winks, or do I downgrade Davis of Ipswich, who I really want in my team, down to Barker, or Barco, whatever his name is, from Brighton, and then I just upgrade Bobb to the 5.5 Smith Rowe. But the problem is then I've got a team selection headache of which midfielder / striker I drop ahead of whatever game is. And I was looking at the fixtures, and I don't want to be dropping Muniz / Smith Rowe versus the easy fixtures. I want to attack it. But I'm not getting rid of Isaac. I'm not going to get rid of Haaland. That's just suicide. Oh, can't be saying that. So it really has frustrated me. I mean, I'm sure someone's going to say, yeah, but you would have had that headache with Bobb. The difference is that Bobb was only going to be there for a couple of games. Chelsea and Ipswich, and then he's probably going to get dropped. And then I could make maybe a bit of money on it, and then I can see where the lay of the land has gone. By game week 3/4, we can see where Smith Rowe, how he's performing, how Muniz is performing, etc., etc. Now and then I could have made a bit of money on Bobb. Now it's like I've got to kind of go into the season with either A, going with the popular pick of Rodgers, or B, just going to Harry Winks and playing the 3-4-3.
Interesting. Yeah. As a silly question, but I know it's a little bit more money, but has Gibbs White kind of popped into your head at all?
Nottingham Forest?
Nottingham.
I'm not interested in Nottingham Forest. I know everybody in the whole of the X community seems to be talking about Nottingham Forest. I couldn't care less about him. I'm not really that bothered about Nottingham Forest personally. I'm really keen on attacking the teams with the best attackers and the better fixtures. And for me, Fulham, I love the Sun pick. I don't know why. With this Solanke news that came out the other day with him signing, I really do think that Leicester game, even though I predicted it's going to be high scoring anyway, but I really do feel that Sun pick could be a bit of a gem. He's only 10 million as well, Jace. Only 10 million. And I really am very, very confident that Spurs can get Champions League this year. It's going to be between them, Aston Villa and Man United for 4th spot. The top 3 are locked. That's done. We don't need to talk about the top 3. It's Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, done. We can move on from that. But the next 3, 4th, 5th, 6th, you just put your hand in a hat, pill out a number, and there you are, done. At the moment, I've got it as Spurs. Because I think there's no thinking. I know the expectations for Spurs fans is going to be, we need 4 higher. That is the expectations for us this season, 4 higher. We're not going to be accepting 5th. With the quality of player that we've got, we need to be fighting to get that Champions League spot. And they've got a big squad. They've got a lot of depth. Okay, defensively, they are all over the place, and someone like yourself will have more in-depth knowledge on why they're so bad, but the reality is they're just so open and they just like to attack so much, and that could be their downfall. Whereas Man United, with their 2 new signings, which I'm sure we'll get onto at some point tonight, I think is going to really give them some confidence to push them forward and again challenge for 4th spots.
I'm saying now, I think that to keep an eye on the youngsters at United. Certainly Garnacho had a great season last season. I think Garnacho is going to still be up there in Ten Hag's selection. And I think that even though he's up in price now, is he 6.5, I believe?
Yes.
Still very much. If he, like you said, if the bolstering to the midfield, the defensive midfield and the defense is giving that more. What's the word you just said? Confidence to the rest of the team, midfield and the attack, to just go gun ho and go forward. Because let's be honest, Mad Diallo, Garnacho, two young players that just want to attack and go forward, break into the box, cut inside, go past the defender, go on the outside, go to the byline. There is a lot of variety in those wingers. And again, I have got my Man United glasses on, so I'll caveat that. Keep an eye on Man United over the first few fixtures. See what style of football they're playing. Obviously, the defense is going to be will they settle into it quickly? Will it take a few games? But I think that could be very, very interesting, and some real good bargains there in Diallo and Garnacho. Obviously, people picking Bruno straight off the bat. I know I have. So it could be an option. But certainly, some cheapies there in United if things do kick on.
Just seen Cameron there saying about Carvalho of Brentford. He could be a player that could really kick on. He's going to be in a team that creates a lot, and he's going to 100% start for Brentford. And their fixtures, I mean, from an attacking point of view, Crystal Palace at home, perfectly fine fixture. Southampton at home, excellent fixture. Man City, Spurs. But then we got West Ham, Wolves, Ipswich. Cameron, you've sold on me. You've charmed me, as David Brent says. I tell you what, Jace. Carvalho. You know much about him?
Not really, no. I certainly a non-template pick, isn't it?
I think it. I tell you, I'm tempted.
Fixture wise for Brentford, you got Palace at home, Liverpool away, Southampton at home. So two good home fixtures, and then Man City away, Spurs away. I mean, the first 5 fixtures are pretty hit or miss. I think I would maybe look at how he performs, and obviously for Liverpool, had a couple of flashes in glimpses. Didn't get into the first team on a regular basis, of course, but for Brentford could be very good. But their fixtures are kind of hit and miss in the first 5 game weeks. They free up game week 6, West Ham at home, Wolves at home, United away, Ipswich at home, Fulham away. So they kind of free up the difficulty chart from game week 6 onwards.
Well, not only that,
maybe
he rotates. Do you know what, Jace? I think I'm going to do it. I think getting Carvalho in as this 5th midfielder, because with Fulham and Muniz, it doesn't give me a headache at this point.
What, instead of like the likes of Rodgers that people are jumping on at the moment?
Well, yeah, again, I'm not really too fussed with Rodgers, because I feel that he's potentially a rotation risk. People banging on about Jota being a rotation risk. Compared to Rodgers, I don't think so. I think there's more competition for... I'm not suggesting for 1 minute he ain't going to start the opening few games, but Carvalho will start for...
minutes. What are you predicting?
Carvalho?
Carvalho,
a minimum of 75 plus each game.
So you think he's been playing majority of the games?
Well, look at it. Look at this. It'll be. This is Brentford Fulham rotation.
330. No, I don't know about his injuries or whatever, but he only played 339 minutes last season for Liverpool.
Yeah, but he was at Hull last year. He went on loan to Hull, and he performed very well for them, like really well.
Okay.
So we've got.
So for the 2020-21 season at Liverpool, then he did 254 minutes, even less. So he's not played a great deal.
But he's not going to get in. He's not going to get in ahead of the world-class players that Liverpool have got, is he? That's why he's moved. That's why he's gone.
No, but I didn't see him coming on much, despite that.
Whenever he's played for Liverpool, I was always impressed.
Coming on a lot more.
He always had an engine in him. Always seemed to have a shot on an eye for goal.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough of him. I didn't see what he was doing at Hull. I didn't even know when.
Well, listen. Listen to this. Right, you've got Carvalho at home to Crystal Palace, game week 1. Muniz against Leicester at home, game week 2. In game week 3, I can play Carvalho against Southampton while Fulham are away at Ipswich. In game week 4, Muniz will be at home to West Ham, Carvalho away at Man City. And then it's a toss-up between Muniz at home to Newcastle or Carvalho away at Tottenham. And Brentford away at Tottenham normally, I believe, they do all right there. They've got a hungry Tony, a hungry Mbermo. I'll tell you what, Cameron. Like I said, you've done it for me. I think I'm gonna
the Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Thank you, Cameron. I think that could be the player because, yeah, like you said, you could go template with Rodgers, yes, but again, I'm not too confident on Aston Villa's first team directly. Again, will he start the opening few fixtures? Probably, but I'm more... That Carvalho pick could be a real rough in the diamond.
What, rotate with Smith Rowe, you mean? Rotate Smith Rowe, that fourth midfield spot.
With Muniz.
Is that what you're saying? Muniz? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the striker, yeah. So it will be...
Yeah, but you could rotate him with Smith Rowe if you wanted, of course.
Well, no, because that takes up another midfield spot. Because Muniz is a striker, isn't he?
But no. But I've got 3 strikers that I want to play, so I'll always be playing 4 midfielders. So I'm just looking at it from my side of.
Right, I see. Sorry, yes.
He rotates with. So if I have 2 like budget midfielders that are playing in Smith Rowe and Carvalho, say they rotate they complement each other quite well actually. Looking at the fixtures.
Okay.
And obviously the likes of my other. Well, we'll get onto my team in a minute, but you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. With you bringing up, of course, the rotation between the pair, between Carvalho of Brentford and Fulham, it's very interesting. So,
well, Smith Rowe is.
Do you want to bring up my?
Well, just 2 seconds. Smith Rowe. Honestly, I'm sitting here now, and truth be told, I'd love to be able to triple up on Fulham, but I can't play Muniz and Smith Rowe together. That's the problem, Jace, with my team. I'm not getting rid of Son, Gordon and Cuckoo and Jota. It ain't happening. That's the thing. It's not happening. So the question is, who the hell do I have instead to be able to have those 2? And I'm not going to get rid of Haaland and Isaac. So it really is just a case of who is that cheap budget enabler to have. Yeah. And it is Carvalho at 5 million. I mean, again, I could make it really easy for myself. Bring in Harry Winks, but Harry Winks is never going to get anything more than 2 to 3 points per game. Anywhere between 0 and 3 points, Harry Winks, and you'll be lucky to get 3. Whereas with Carvalho and these home fixtures, probably I'm assuming going to be playing either on the right-hand side or as the number 10.
Well, I think number 10 really would suit him for Brentford, but again, it all really depends, doesn't it, Thomas Frank? But I mean, I don't profess to know enough to predict where he'll be playing. I'd imagine number 10.
So you've put your team into the team screenshots, have you?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Prior to this discussion,
Okay, prior to this, that's fine. I'm gonna have to switch screens to another one and I'll explain after stream. We don't need to go into it now, but certainly with the Discord, where are we here? I had it a second ago. There we are. Once it loads up, please. So we want to be going into your team, which I'm going to be reacting quite literally live to because I haven't seen what you've done with changes. And I always like doing this thing like you do where it's like you look at the team and you go, oh my god, or oh, it's not that great or whatever. And I'm going to look at it now. I'm bringing it up. And the answer is... I'm liking the look at that. That's quite template. It's very different. But it's also got a lot of players that I'd expect a lot of people to have.
Well,
but
yeah, so it's got safety picks, but it's got a couple of outliers as well in it.
Do you know what the good thing about this team is? Is that it's very different to mine. And for our rivalry, that makes it interesting. So for people listening on audio, we've got Henderson in goal, Vardy, Trent, Isaac.
Hang on. They might not be able to hear me, by the way. They're not going to be able to hear me.
Why is that?
So, well, I don't know. Ask the chat.
They can hear you, yeah. Don't worry, you're coming through fine. So we've got Henderson, Vardy, Trent, Hall, Eze, Gibbs White, Jota, Fernandez, Havertz, Isaac, and Haaland. I must admit that's a very good team, a very red team. That's a very good team, Jace. Do you want to just explain the reasons into some of the differentials like Trent, Gibbs White, Havertz, Fernandez?
Yeah, of course. I do think that Liverpool will have a good season. Trent Alexander-Arnold, obviously a stretch for a lot of people with the big heavy hitters in their midfield, and just having a couple at a lower price point and certainly no Salah in my team allowed me to bring that money into the defence alongside Guardiola, who's another template pick. But I think this offers good price points and balance across all positions, all certainly midfield, defence, attack, and you can't have them all. And but I certainly am happy with the ones I've got. I've got a bit of cover there with Havertz with Arsenal as well, because of course Saka, another popular pick but Havertz a bit cheaper there, enabling me to have a bit of Arsenal coverage, because of course Arsenal doing very, very good last season. I do expect them to have a good season again this season. There's no reason why they wouldn't. But yeah, kind of looking at the Gibbs White pick for me. Talk about Carvalho, talk about Smith Rowe a lot in the forum, certainly in the chat, and certainly on other forums as well, and certainly Discord. I'm sure he's in for contention. But really, I mean, if I was to switch out Gibbs White for the sake of argument, a Carvalho or even a Smith Rowe, and certainly look at maybe Rodgers and change him as well. So I could have Rodgers change to Carvalho, for example, and have Smith Rowe, like I was mentioning to you a minute ago, and have that rotation between those two, and obviously the Diego Fernandez Eze, they're starting every game for me. Obviously, but it'll be the rotation between that fourth midfield slot there. And then that would free money up. That would free money up like $1 million up. And I could even upgrade Henderson if I wanted to. I did like the idea of Onana. I think that Onana may still be a good pick. A lot of people are overlooking him. I think there's save points there. I do think United are still going to get a few shots peppered at them, certainly in the early games. But, all in all, I think it's 95% there, this team. I don't think there's too much I need to do or have to worry about. It's pretty much good to go now, the way it is, in my opinion. But the cheapy midfielders, like I said, just switching out and maybe upgrade the goalkeeper. Who knows? What's your thoughts, Steve-O? I mean, you said you kind of like it, but it's different, and certainly... You muted yourself, Steve-O. I can't hear you. He's talking to himself, chat. Stephen, Onana's has gone. Wow. What do you mean has gone? Wow. What do you mean? Well, the thing is, right? This is our first time with Steve-O being the director of it, getting everything on screen. So it's bound to be putting a little bit more stress on his laptop, because he's on a laptop. So, but this is actually his microphone. So his microphone's either muted, which he's looking at now, but he's sorting it out. So don't worry about it. I'll read the chat while he's sorting that out. I agree with everything Steve-O was saying. I was on about your goal. Yeah, I know. The thing is, with that team, I needed to downgrade. I only had 4.5 to invest in the goalkeeper, but obviously with that money up, potentially, there's arguably little difference between Gibbs White and the likes of, Smith Rowe and potentially Carvalho in terms of maybe minutes and certainly certain of output. So who knows? Who knows? Hello to Juno. You could always have a punt on Harvey Elliott, Steve-O. Minutes risk and not proven. Played well again. Harvey Elliott is one of those players that I think he's very much an impact player for Liverpool. I think I don't know myself. That is a punt and a half. Hello GVVG. Neither of you rocking with Dom Solanke? No, not at the moment. Well, certainly not me at the moment. Ronaldinho's son has signed for Burnley, says PK7. I don't know if that's the troll. I've not heard anything about that. Steve-O, remember the time last season? See, it's all Steve-O questions. Steve-O, remember the time last season? You have to nod your head. Do you remember last time, this time last season when you kept saying Dyche would be sacked by game week 10? No, I actually don't remember that. In fact, I remember Steve-O saying that Burnley was going to be playing. Yeah, Dyche. Yeah. Oh no, of course he wasn't at Burnley. What am I about? Never mind. That was the season before. Alisson is the best goalkeeper to start with, but Ray long term for sure. Got an investor. Thank you, EA. Much appreciate. Jason, you're sleeping on Ollie Watkins again. I might be. Yeah. More points than Haaland last season and on penalties this season. Steve-O, have you sorted it? Do you know what it is? Because whatever is up with your microphone, it's happening across all of your applications. Do you want to use your internal microphone then instead of your Yeti and switch it to the internal mic? Maybe might have to do that. It might sound a bit crap, but no audio at all. Oh, this is when he starts getting angry. If the stream start, you can hear me. Okay.
Right. Can you hear me, Jace? Can you hear me there? Right. I don't know. In the words of Ricky Gervais, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. I'm going to have to put a teddy bear there instead. Ridiculous. It's nice to know that this experiment's failed. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. They can't hear you because, for whatever reason, yeah. This is mental, Jace. This is actually... See, I can hear you. Than it did before. It's brilliant, isn't it? Because this is crap for the audience. Because I can hear you, but they can't hear you. No. Everything's there. Everything's as per normal. Let's see if this works. Talk again?
Hello.
No. Oh yeah, there we are. And again.
There we go.
Hey.
Hello, testing 1 2 3. Okay, cool. Okay. So, did you hear what I was saying, Steve?
I heard every word you were saying. Yes. And
What do you think in your non-biased rival opinion? Basically taking that money from Gibbs White and putting in the likes of maybe Smith Rowe, Carvalho, namely Carvalho, like, because you've kind of talked him up a bit and you kind of made me tempted. That would allow me to go Havertz to Watkins.
Smith Rowe's the same.
Henderson.
Smith Rowe's the same price.
6.5. No, it's 6. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Not Smith. No. I'm talking about Gibbs White. Gibbs White 6.5. Yeah, sorry. Gibbs White to Smith Rowe or Carvalho. I love it. I love this. This is amazing. No, your microphone's turned off again. it's like we're being attacked by the FPL gods. I don't even know if they can hear me. I don't know anymore. Hello, it's working. Yeah, it's working. It's working for me. But anyway, I don't. So you can hear me, but they can't hear me. The people that are in the building can't hear us. They can hear you, but they can't hear me. You can hear me, and I can't hear you. I don't know. I mean, all I know that it's it's frustrating. It's when you switch scenes, apparently, Steve-O. When you switch scenes, it's ruined something. Maybe try not to switch scenes. I don't know. Hello, Fozzie. They can hear you, by the way. They can hear Steve-O through Jace, apparently. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, this is funny.
Think about that. Oh, here we are. I'm back again. The audio may sound rubbish. Can you hear me?
I can hear.
Right. I'm not going to swap any scenes. My audio may sound terrible now. 150 quid for this. So the question was, Jason, about something to do with Gibbs White. Some bloke called Gibbs White. I have no idea who that is. And
okay, the question was, do I use the money that I get from downgrading Gibbs White to one of maybe Carvalho or Smith Rowe to invest in my attack and go Havertz to Watkins?
I don't see why you need Watkins in this team. Are you that confident in Aston Villa?
I do think I think Watkins will have a good season. It was absolutely smashing it last season.
I didn't ask
Fixture-wise, they've got decent fixtures as well.
Have they?
Yeah.
Have they?
They've got a few away. They got a few, obviously, away at West Ham. Yeah, could do something in there. Home to Arsenal. Yeah. I don't know.
I think Aston Villa are still going to have a very good season. I'm not sitting here pretending they won't. I think. But anyway, personally,
so you're not convinced. You're not convinced about it then?
No, I'm making the point that I think Aston Villa this season are going to be better in the Champions League than the league. I think they'll still do well. Like I said, they're going to end up anywhere between 4th and 6th again because the size of their squad. But West Ham away, horrible fixture. Arsenal at home, horrible fixture. Leicester away, beautiful. Everton at home, horrible. Wolves at home, not great. Ipswich away, very good. And then Man United at home, horrible. I mean, again, someone's going to say, well, Ollie Watkins in those corresponding fixtures last season, he got 15 goals.
Yeah, see, there's also been a good point that has been made in the chat as well about not played any. Sean in the chat makes a good point. Watkins hasn't played a single preseason minute.
Well,
so it might take a little bit of time to...
This is exactly
match
it.
fit.
For me, I look at your team, I mean, absolutely serious, and I go, I don't think, why have you got him for? You've got two of the best defenders within the FPL game in Vardio and Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have then got the best attacking player for Man United. Jota, well, we know about him. Gibbs White, Nottingham Forest, but people seem to be very confident regarding Nottingham Forest. Eze is a bit... meh. You then have...
What's wrong with Eze?
Well, it's all the Man City talk, isn't it? It's the possibility that he may go to Man City. He'll still play game week 1. That will happen. But again, to have him for the opening fixtures of Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, Leicester, brilliant. And then with the front three, you've got Havertz, who the issue with the Arsenal players is that potentially they are going to be rotated quite heavily, and apparently Havertz has been dropping quite deep in pre-season, but I don't think that should put you off. And then you've got Isaac and Haaland. But on the bench, I'm always interested with the bench. You said you've got Barker and Rodgers. These could be your money makers, and that's the issue that I've got now. Is that do I drop Davis down to Barker, who could be a money maker despite the fact Brighton's fixtures are crap, and then you've got Rodgers, who again could be a money maker, playing for a team that are going to be very attacking, but their fixtures, in my opinion, the opening 2 anyway, they're not exactly easy for someone like Rodgers. So hopefully I could maybe not need to worry about that, but certainly your 11 is, I would say, is nearing a 10 out of 10. Genuinely.
Well, that's interesting. So it's come on a long way from my previous draft, anyway. Certainly, but okay, well, that's interesting to know. I'm on the right sort of track, in your opinion. I think again, it's the Gibbs White. It's just whether or not I just switch him out and just look for someone else instead. But yeah.
How definitive is this squad come? I mean, you're going to be busy like me on Friday.
I think maximum of two, maybe 3 maximum, maybe moved out.
Okay.
That aren't 100%.
I was going to say who are the 100% nailed no matter what, not leaving your team.
Isaac, Haaland, Fernandez, Jota, Eze, Hall, Alexander-Arnold, Vardiol, Barker, Fabianski. Everyone else is kind of open to.
So we got Rodgers, Johnson, Havertz, and Henderson.
Basically,
and Gibbs White.
Yeah. So up at 5 players maximum,
and they're all about 5 million or less. Apart
kind
from
of, yeah.
White.
So it's not gonna be anything major.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this team. To be completely frank, I think the team's absolutely fire emoji. Who else in chat thinks this is a fire emoji team? Because and don't ask me to put it up on screen because I'm not going through audio issues again.
Yeah, because we end up breaking something again. So certainly Steve-O's laptop screen will be one of the things. But okay, yeah, cool. Or maybe I'll just hold on to it and just sleep on it. And
because the poll,
maybe the best thing to do is not tinker.
The poll here, who's locked for game week 1, a whopping 64% saying they're not locked. I'd love to know.
And that's 165 views. And guys, if you haven't already voted on it, there's a poll right now. Are you locked for game week 1? 64% saying no, 36% saying yes. So it'd be interesting to what percentage of your team is in place. Are you, for the people that haven't decided their team, how many players are you kind of away from being happy? Are you kind of umming and ahhing over 2 players, more than more than 2 players? Is it literally like, are you almost there? Are you nowhere to be, like, nowhere near where you want it to? Like, it's going to be interesting, because I do think leaving it to the deadline, and certainly leaving it to the final moments to decide your team, like you had it, didn't you, that one year where you were kind of not 100% and you were trying to get pre-deadline game week 1, you were kind of messing around with your team. And I don't think, if forgive my memory, I don't think it was a great start to the season you had, because you were mixing and messing around with your team. And if I remember rightly, you didn't actually make the transfers in the end. The game updated before.
No, you're thinking of
changes.
I think you're thinking of the wild card.
Was that a wild card?
It was the first wild card. Yeah, I think you're confusing it with that. And I went into massive panic mode, and I didn't get the players in that I said all along, which went on to score hundreds of points, and yet the players I brought in were rubbish. I want to ask the chat a question here regarding that 5th midfielder spot. Chat, simple question. In fact, Jason, can you put it as a poll? So we'll close that post.
Yeah,
Jason,
cool.
Jason can poll. Yeah. Do you want to tell us what the votes are in the end for that game week 1?
The poll ended. The poll ended. The poll ended with 63% of people saying no, they're not locked in for game week 1, which is, almost. To be honest, that's where I expected. But 36% of people saying they are. So we're coming up to 50. It's still not a million miles off 50-50. So let's start a poll.
So it'd be.
And what's the question you want to ask?
The question is, does Steve-O go with Cavalho, Harry Winks, and that's it? That's it, basically. Cavalho or Harry Winks.
Carvalho or Winks?
Mm.
Okay, I'll get them.
I must admit, Jace, your this is my opinion. Your team screams making money. Your team screams making money. The players that this is just me, when I look at that and I go, ooh, they could be quite damaging. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Eze, Havertz. So with our little rivalry, I say little rivalry, our big rivalry, Havertz versus Muniz, honestly...
I'm casual this year, mate. No rivalry. Just casual.
Havertz versus Muniz, I think, is in favour of Havertz just. Eze versus Nkuku, I think you've got to give it to Eze because of the fact that we know what Eze can do. Bruno Fernandes versus Son. That's a massive one. And if Son is on penalties, I think they're both equal. But I would argue that, again, Fernandes is just ahead of Son because he's more of a forefront of Man United's team. And then you've got Trent versus Porro, no competition. So Havertz, Eze. In fact, we can't even put it in the poll. But what's better? Havertz, Eze, Fernandes, Trent versus Porro, Son, and Nkuku and Muniz. Because I've got the X community template, basically, players. You haven't.
Well, you're just going template, aren't you? Yeah, but the question that you asked was, does Steve-O go with Carvalho or Winks? We've got 47 votes so far. Keep the votes coming in, guys. But 85% of people going with Carvalho. Steve-O go with Carvalho or Winks. There you go.
Yeah, your team is something I'd expect Harry to come up with. Genuinely. I think your team is genuinely what Harry is going to come up with.
Well,
we all know how good he is. How good he is at this game. And I like the fact that you and I have got some really good differentials between us. like really good.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't move your team, change your team, because you said that you were pretty much locked in.
No, I
Steve came into the stream. I was going to read a comment. Mr. Scuffy reads a lot, misses a lot. He reads a lot too. Steve came into the stream saying he'd change his whole team because of Bob news, but ended up having a 50-50 between Carvalho and Winks.
So
I don't think he said he was going to change his whole team at all. I don't think he said that.
I look at this team here in front of me and I go, this is better than mine. But we've got...
Do you want to get it up on the screen for people to see?
No, well, actually, ironically, I know I can't on here. I can't. Damn, I can't. I'm not going to mess around with the audio. But interestingly enough, when you look at the fixtures for our differentials, you've got Henderson at home to Brentford versus Martinez away at West Ham. I think both teams concede. So I think they're equal. You've then got Trent versus Porro. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think, has got a lesser chance than Porro of getting some form of attack and return. I think it's going to be a tough game against Ipswich. You've then got Eze against Nkuku. Well, Eze's got the home fixture against Brentford. I'd expect him.
No, he's away. He's away at Brentford.
Oh, he's away. Sorry, he's away at Brentford. So I expect him to potentially get something. You've then got Gibbs White. Is it at home or away to Brighton?
Gibbs White's at home against Bournemouth.
And that's going to be against... I can't even remember my own bloody team now. It's brilliant, isn't it? Gordon. I've got Gordon, haven't I?
Oh, there we go. That's okay. So you expect Gordon.
Anthony Gordon versus Gibbs White. That's a massive upside for me, depending on Gordon's headspace. I'm telling you this though, Jason. If, and it's a big if, we find out that Gordon isn't going to be playing against Newcastle, Mr. Scruffy wins a lot, it really will be, right, I'm getting Salah in my team. Ripping everything up. Then we've got Son versus Fernandez. Fernandez at home to Fulham. I'm expecting it to be a low-scoring game. But I'm expecting, with the fact that Fernandez has signed a new contract, he's gonna get a goal. You just know it. Son away at Leicester. I'm expecting a high-scoring game, and I think again they're going to come out equal. And we've got Carvalho, brand new player, up against Havertz. There's an easy winner there, it's Havertz, and then the other two are Isaac and Haaland. I think this week, looking at this, I think he may just come out on top, and I mean by about 10 points ahead of me.
Are we going to discuss captaincy picks at the moment, or are you nowhere near?
Mine's Haaland.
100% on that.
Mine's Haaland. That's a lock. That
Locked.
Haaland's done. Yeah. Isaac's very tempting, but the stories I'm hearing about Chelsea in general, they're a joke. So I think
people that own Salah. I think if you own Salah, you got to captain him. Personally, what's your thoughts on that?
What, ahead of Haaland?
Yeah.
It depends if they got Jota. No, I don't think so. I don't think that game's going to be easy.
You don't?
For Liverpool? No.
No?
No. I don't. Do I expect Liverpool to win? Yeah. Am I expecting 4 or 5 goals? If it was at Anfield, oh, absolutely, I'd expect Liverpool to score 4 or 5. At Portland Road or whatever it's bloody called. 2, maybe 3.
When are you wildcarding, Steve-O, says Fozzie? Game week 4.
Oh, I don't know, don't care.
I'm still... I mean, how can anyone say locked, says Fozzie? How can anyone say locked when team news is yet still to come? I mean, I think when people say locked, is it saying you're saying locked, assuming no major
like the Bobb injury news.
Yeah, like assuming there's no major news, injuries or whatever. Going, Mrs. is pregnant or whatever. Like something that's like sick, not missed the team bus to the hotel, or barring any news like that. I think when you say you're locked, you're pretty much saying that you're not changing your team unless like you're forced into it. Essentially, is what was being said.
Just want to quickly say there is a lot of people watching that, man. I really do appreciate it. If you are brand new around here, make sure you are subscribing and make sure you hit the like button. It really does go a long way to promote this channel. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, certainly for me, when it comes to locked, I was until, like I said, an hour and a half ago now, where I saw that Bobb was out, and I'm just honestly, I was literally fuming. Because I was just thinking, Bobb is such a beautiful little differential.
Was he though? I don't know if he was a differential. I think maybe. I don't know what his percentage of ownership was.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. I'll happily.
A lot of people were talking about him. Like maybe it's in the serious FPL circles, but loads of drafts I saw with Oscar Bobb, and loads of people talking about him being a candidate in their midfield. I just think that maybe in the whole game you're probably right. It was a differential in the whole game, yeah, but certainly in the the serious.
I know for fact that before right now it was only a tiny bit more higher, so it's 3% at the moment, and I think it was only like 3.54% before this.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I've just been where I've seen, and I haven't looked in lots of places, but where I did see people talking about their FPL teams, I did see Oscar Bobb's name more often than not, and maybe that's just because it's an echo chamber where I'm looking, and and people are in a small sample size, but yeah, I suppose overall in the whole game and the millions of people that are playing, yeah.
So with your team, I'm assuming you're just going to be literally like me, having Vardy and Trent every single week, and then it's just haul out.
Oh yeah, it's easy.
Got the easy
it's easy. Yeah, absolutely.
You've only got Barker and Johnson of Ipswich. They're not.
Yeah, fine.
Barker maybe, but Johnson of Ipswich.
They're fine. They're absolutely fine.
Is he 4 million? Is he Johnson?
Is he 4 point? He is 4.4. He's 4.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Thing with me is that I'm doing a fire top. I'm just doing this defensive rotation. I'm really happy with my defense. I like it a lot with Vardy, Porro, Hall, Davis, and Robinson. If that Davis goes off in the game against, I think it's Leicester or Southampton. No, they're at home to Fulham. I know they've got Southampton or someone quite close. But in game week 3, they've got Fulham at home. And then, yeah, it's Southampton away in game week 5. And if this Davis is as supposedly, creative as he was last year, he could potentially be a bit of a gold mine. Potentially, Jace. He's supposed to be one of the most creative players for Ipswich, full stop. And when I look at from last season...
You say Davis, you say?
Davis, yeah.
Davis, yeah, Davis.
Yeah.
I don't know much about him. He's 2% owned, 4.5 million.
Well, he basically got 18 assists last year and a few goals. I mean, I could easily find out, but I'm not going to bother. But he was one of the most creative forces for that team. And I think I'm just gutted that they're opening
after the two opening fixtures with Liverpool and Man City. Arguably, Ipswich have got not too bad run.
Well, the thought process
Fulham,
was,
Brighton, Southampton.
what do you think of this? And it's a waste of a transfer. This is my only problem as a waste of transfer. Is Davis out for Barker? I'm not even going to play Barker anyway. But the likelihood of Barker's price rising is going to be quite high. So I could make some money on that and then bring Davis in for Barker in game week 3, where I've got 2 free transfers. What do you think of that? I don't think that's that bad an idea.
It's not the worst idea, to be fair.
Because I ain't going to be playing Davis at all for the first 2 fixtures. And then by game week 3, it's like, hello. As the dad says in Peep Show, hit a nerve, have we?
And also that point, you'll get to see him and how he performs in the Premier League.
You know what?
Against 2 very, very good teams. They've got Liverpool at home and Man City away. I mean, Fulham at home, game week 3. I mean, gives you a bit of sample data to work with, doesn't it?
I think I might do that now. I think I am going to do that now. Barker in for Davis. I think it makes logical sense if I make that money on Barker. If he goes up to 4.2, I'm then getting 0.1 in the bank potentially. And then there's a tiny chance, unlikely, that Davis could potentially drop in price. Unlikely. There's a small. I've just done that.
Selected by 21.4% of the game at the moment, Barco. 21.4. Crazy.
He's apparently, according to Az, he's.
Fozzie just saying you just blame Jace over going for team value, and now you want to play for value.
What?
No, did you blame me? Did you blame me for going for team value? You said you liked. You said you.
No, what I said was that this team that Jason has got is going to be value. All those players, Barker, Rodgers, they're going to be shooting up in price.
Well, potentially, yes.
Potentially,
yeah.
And then the other players like Eze, Gibbs White, the way Jason has performed well in several seasons is that he builds up value really, really quickly. It's really frustrating. I'm really slow to it. And this is why someone like me, having Carvalho, I could be really cheeky and just bring in Rodgers, because that's what a lot of people are going to be going with, Rodgers. But Carvalho is that nice little differential pick that's going to be playing behind Tony and Burner. We're playing alongside them anyway. It's going to be a really interesting little differential pick. And it's funny you mention actually, James, about captaincy. I was thinking Monday Night Football captaincy on Sun for a laugh. I'm not going to do it, but
I mean, go for it.
Because am I right in saying that Sun's a bit of an away player? Am I right? Am I thinking logically there?
What's I saying?
Sun likes to play away from home, especially against the crap teams.
Oh yes, yeah. Against lower opposition, he loves it. Yeah.
Especially away from home. I'm certain.
Away at Leicester could be an absolute banger. Just the opening game of the season.
Yeah.
Big differential. Big differential.
Yeah, I'm going to be really, really interested with the opening game week 1 fixtures. And remember, you can join me and Ray, hopefully without any tech issues, on Saturday for the reaction to everything that's going on. Again, just want to say thank you to Alex Volo for creating the thumbnail in advance. Beautiful piece of work. And yeah, like I said, if you are brand new around here and want to see myself and Ray reacting to what's happened on Saturday, you can join us live at 8 PM talking about the football. It's mainly going to be talking football, to be honest with you, and just getting Ray's opinion about what's going on. But if you did miss it, there are many mini leagues going on in the...
Join the Discord if you want to know about all of the mini leagues. Certainly, we've got the mini league code in the description, and social media will tweet out the mini league codes as well. We're also going to be getting Take on X tomorrow. I'll set that up. So that when we stream on Sunday Surgery, we'll also be streaming on X. as well to get some exposure on there as well, because we know how big FPL is on X and other platforms as well. So yeah, I think with that being said, just again what Steve just said, Saturday night, tune in to him and Ray talking about the events and dramas that have happened game week 1 Saturday evening. What time is that again, Steve?
8 o'clock. It'll be 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock on Saturday. It'll be scheduled ahead of time. And of course, Sunday surgery will be back returning with myself and Steve-O on Sunday evening at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Also. Hey?
Always 8 o'clock.
Always 8 o'clock. Always 8 o'clock. And this season we are going to be, barring tonight, which was, of course, technical issues, we're going to iron them out and certainly make sure that we start on time. We know the importance of keeping to a schedule and starting on time. So 8 o'clock. Wednesday night for the preview, Saturday night with Ray and Steve-O, 8 o'clock, and Sunday surgery with myself and Steve-O, 8 o'clock too. Throughout the season, that's what you should expect. The odd impromptu, I'm sure. And of course, Patreon is alive with podcasts there. Steve-O loves to talk on Patreon. Does a fantastic job. Free until when, Steve-O?
28th of August. And then actually... The frankful truth is that if you then sign up to the $4.99 slot on Patreon, you will then get access to the podcast and also be entered into the Trophy League. The
Trophy League, where you get to potentially win, if you do good enough, a real trophy.
Indeed, yes, which will be the size of this pen, as discovered by Harbour Boy.
Well, it was cheap to ship. Fit through the letterbox. Right. In that where I think we should leave it there. Thank you so much, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for bearing with us tonight on the technical issues and certainly looking at our teams. Steve-O, I think, is out of the both of us. I think Steve-O is the one that probably is looking to do more changes, and it'll be interesting because now, of course, I won't know until what Steve-O's team is going to be until game week 1 starts. So unless Steve decides to do an impromptu dilemma stream, I don't know, maybe on a maybe
unless I'm with you at happening.
Yeah, well, maybe Friday night will come and we'll talk about it. But right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. See you we'll see you Saturday. Well, certainly Steve will, but maybe before if we have any other news, a massive event that happens. Take care.